Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Multifamily Leaders Podcast. I am Turner Batdorf, filling in for Mindy Price, and I'm here with Jim Fenwick of Hanover Companies. He is the President of Property Management. Jim, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is quite an honor. I appreciate it.
Well, you deserve to be here because Hanover Company finished as the top company in terms of percentage of properties that made the elite 1%. 71% of your properties made the list. You know, what's your initial reaction to hearing that?
Well, this is back to back. We were number one last year, so I have to admit the bar's been set pretty high. Once you're number one, you want to stay number one. And I'm just incredibly proud of our teams. You know, we have more than 250 men and women who are working on site, you know, representing Hanover every day in a way that I am just incredibly proud of. So this is a great day for Hanover Company, and it's a accumulation of not just a year's worth of efforts, but you know, we've been in business 41 years and we've done a great job taking care of customers for 41 years, and to see that validated by being number one is really special. So thank you.
Yeah, so what exactly makes you guys so focused on ORA? I know it's something you really encourage your entire organization to be bought into.
Well, online reviews and online reputation has become an important part of any business over the last 10 years or so, and it's become increasingly a focus of customers when they're making decisions. And candidly, you know, what really is important to us is that, you know, we really start by hiring the best people. And, you know, I say all the time, our people make the difference, and I'm incredibly proud of the difference they make every day. So we've got an incredibly customer-centric culture. We have a selection process that looks for those attributes in the folks that we're talking to about joining Hanover for a career. And then once they join us, they become assimilated into our culture, and we really just execute the customer experience at an exceptionally high level. And we're fortunate enough that customers feel compelled to go online and tell the world how happy they are.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I know how hard you guys work to establish that culture both internally and externally. We talk to a lot of companies, and one of the biggest challenges we hear from them is that they have a difficult time getting everyone in the organization bought in, especially the on-site teams who have so much on their plate that it's difficult to get them bought into an external metric from a third party like the ORA score.
Right.
How do you guys think you're able to accomplish that?
Well, first, we love that there's an external metric. I mean, we think that's great because it's completely objective. Because I think when you look at organizations, most companies, and Hanover was the same way, we always felt like we did a really good job. But sometimes when others look at you and evaluate you, you start to realize that there's areas of opportunity within your organization. There's some areas that maybe you think you're good at, but the world is telling you differently. And it's really been important for us to hire people who understand how important making a customer happy is. That's really the foundation for Hanover's success. It's really creating that customer-centric culture at the site level. And while we might, you know, talk about it at the corporate level and ask people and motivate and inspire people to do it, ultimately, you know, our on-site teams really have to understand the importance of it and focus on that. And that's really, I think, what makes us different. I think a lot of companies will tell you they'll focus on it, but I think it's just such an important part of our culture today that it has really gotten us some outstanding results portfolio-wide.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have an accident of 71% of your properties being in the top 1% of the entire country.
Yeah, a lot of hard work went into that, I can assure you. There's a lot of folks on site that are very proud today that their efforts have been rewarded. So thank you for the recognition.
Absolutely, absolutely. So can you just give maybe, you know, someone that is struggling with resident satisfaction, you know, where would you suggest that they start?
I think it really starts with who you have on site and who you have leading the on-site teams. We're very fortunate that we have someone on our team who's really kind of the cheerleader on that. Jeff Crump does a great job of leading that charge for us as an organization to try to make sure that all the site teams are very focused on it. But ultimately, from the day people are being interviewed to the day they start with Hanover, this is an important part of who we are. They understand that, and those that are successful in implementing and executing at a high level that exceptional customer experience, they get rewarded with promotion opportunities and advancement, and ultimately it really is our people that make the difference. It really starts with our people, and I would ask anybody who's trying to figure it out, look at who you have on site. And if you're not happy with who you have on site, my guess is your customers probably aren't either.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, and I'm glad you brought up Jeff as the cheerleader. I think that role is so critical. I know that we throw a lot of data at Jeff, and he's able to put positive spins on it and really motivate the teams. And that's critical because it can be an exhausting thing to try to manage it because, one-star review can really hurt your online reputation. And so it needs constant motivation to keep everyone going.
Absolutely. And it's really critical to navigate through those one-star experiences because you're always going to have someone who's unhappy. And while we might work very hard to make everyone happy, ultimately, we all know sometimes you just can't give someone what they're looking for. It may be unreasonable or you just can't respond intelligently and timely to what their concern is, and they react with a one-star review. We've worked very, very hard to build a customer experience at the site level that I think when someone does have some misfortune where things don't go their way, the reputation that we have with them, the chips that we've built up over time tend to minimize the number of one stars. They tend to give us the benefit of the doubt and work with us so that we can resolve their problem in a timely manner. But ultimately, again, it boils down to the folks on site, understanding how important it is to make customers happy and have them feel really great about their experience at a Hanover building.
Yeah, it's kind of the basics, right? When there's a situation that goes awry, make sure you're communicating timely, be empathetic, transparent with them, explain why the policy is the way it is. And sometimes that can really smooth the situation over and at least let them know that at least they're on your side.
Right. It's really the golden rule. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Our parents taught us that from the time we were little. And customer service in America today, if it's not dead, it's definitely on life support. So walking into a Hanover building feels different than walking into some of our competitors.
We got to put that on a T-shirt. I love that. Yeah. Well, last question for you. I feel so strongly, as I'm sure you do, that avoiding negative experiences on site and dealing with those things really is what propels you guys to the success. Way over asking for reviews or whatever it might be. Is there one particular success story that comes to mind that you would want to share?
Our culture is really about finding ways to say yes. And I'll be candid, we probably have hundreds of great success stories out there. But I really think it boils down to creating a mindset at the site level that when the customer walks in the door with a problem, it's really our responsibility to figure out a way to solve that problem for them. And sometimes our solution might not fit for them. They might be unhappy with our solution. So you have to figure out, how do you deliver the message? How do you say no to someone? Or how do you work through an issue or a problem in a way that still has them feeling like you care, you're kind, you're in their corner? We try to avoid the words like company policy in our vocabulary. There's no reason to ever cite company policy. Candidly, no one ever wants to hear, I can't help you because my company won't let me. So we really have a culture where people simply find ways to say yes, and we do it hundreds of times over the course of every month, and we do it thousands of times over the course of a year.
That's awesome. Well, your work is evident by your scores and in the interactions we've had with a lot of your staff. It really is very impressive, and a big credit goes to Jeff and to you for all the work you do in motivating the on-site teams that I know are maybe doing the hardest work of everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, as far as me getting credit, it's like at the end of the day, there's 250 people out there doing a fantastic every day representing Hanover in a way I'm incredibly proud of. It truly is our people that make the difference. Jim Fenwick is just lucky enough to sit at the top of that organization chart. But I have to share my appreciation for your organization. Jay Turner's done a great job of spotlighting the importance of online reputation and reviews, and it's given us a platform that allows us to measure ourselves against our industry peers. So it's something we really enjoy and look forward to, your monthly updates and seeing where we are as an organization. And it's something that's really important to us and just become a real key component to our culture as an organization.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words and for hopping on this with me to share hopefully some tips and tricks that everyone can apply to their organization. And we'll see if anyone can make a run at you in 2024.
Well, our goal is to be number one again next year. We're going to work darn hard to stay there. Okay. Thank you. We appreciate the recognition.